Hi, Wendy Noury Long.
Hi, Elizabeth.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you again, too.
Yes. Tell me about yourself. Tell us who you are, something about yourself, anything about yourself, and then we'll talk a bit about your Afghan Interpreter Initiative and how you got into private sponsorship. And
All right. Well, I was born and raised in Montreal and moved to Niagara Falls. I'm married and I have two kids, 22 and 18.
Awesome. And how did you get involved in private sponsorship? So we'll talk about how you segged into that through your Afghan Interpreter Initiative. So tell us about the Afghan Interpreter.
Yeah, so back in 2016, 2017, through the news media, I had learned about Afghan interpreters that were used by Canadian and NATO forces in Afghanistan to assist our forces in, determining Taliban threats and safeguarding their lives, essentially. Canada had a program for a very short period of time where we did bring over quite a few of the interpreters because they were being hunted by the Taliban. But some of them, unfortunately, through different situations, had missed out or were not aware of the program. And they wanted to bring some of these interpreters over. So there's CAF members that have been trying for the last almost a decade to bring their interpreters over to Canada, and they have had no success. So I started examining various processes to bring people over to Canada. I figured, like maybe a lot of Canadians, I guess, was a little, I was a child of an immigrant, from the Middle East. And I just assumed, well, he never really kind of said how difficult it was to get to Canada. He sounded like he could come to Canada pretty easily. So I figured, oh, well, how difficult could it be? It's really hard, really, really hard. Most student visa applications from Afghanistan are denied. Visitor visas denied. So we, with the help of a lawyer that ended up doing for free, pro bono, 2 humanitarian and compassionate visas, which are still in processing. And then I stumbled across, the website, for Helping Hands, and then later Northern Lights, and also your work with Walk Like a Refugee. I discovered, well, private sponsorship, how interesting. And now, of course, it's for UNHCR refugees, which, also one of my first applications was actually a NATO interpreter that worked for both Canada and the US that was in Indonesia. And that's how the process started, with a lot of help from you and Stephen. Put through, 1 application, 2 applications, 3 applications. So now I'm up to 4 total applications that I've been firsthand involved with. And then there's another one from Manus that I'm involved with as well through a sponsorship agreement holder. So I'm at 5 right now. And along with all of the work I'm still doing with the Afghan interpreters with MP Pulowski up in Thunder Bay. So yeah, I've got a lot on my plate, but it's been a journey, and it's been a joyful one for the most part, especially for those Afghan refugees in Indonesia, through the processes of raising the funds, putting forth the application, then getting their G number, which is like a really exciting time when they get their G number. And then when the application was approved in Canada, which means that the settlement process was accepted, as well as the funds and how they were raised, and that the sponsors all met with the government approval. So right now, 3 of those applications are in Singapore, and this past week, they just got notified from the Singapore embassy to submit a few little updates in anticipation of an interview. So they're very excited right now.
Amazing. Tell me why this is important to you. Why did you, I mean, I'm sure lots of people hear about people all over the world who need help and they don't step up and help. So why did you?
I think that's probably why I kind of stepped up. If you look at the problem as a whole, it becomes daunting, and then no one wants to do anything about it. And you have to kind of take it in terms of little steps. You can't look at the, oh my God, there's 80 million displaced people out there. Like, I'll just give my money to the UNHCR and they can deal with it. That's not finding a solution. The UNHCR needs places and people to step up to the plate to help bring refugees and people here. A refugee is not, it shouldn't be a negative connotation to it. A lot of these people are highly educated people, have a wealth of knowledge and interests, and sharing that, is a journey. You are going through a journey with the refugee and learning about, their foods, their likes, their dislikes, what they'd like to do when they come to Canada. You're teaching them about Canada. I love Canada. I enjoy living here. And so, I live in Niagara Falls. It's beautiful here. So, sharing your knowledge with them and bringing joy in their lives. And that's something to be able to change someone's life irrevocably, I think is a very important thing to do. And it's almost like leaving a legacy, behind a little bit, in terms of you've changed someone's life and you've done at least something good, for them and for you. And I think you're both benefiting from a relationship that can only grow from there.
Awesome. What's something you're really bad at?
Basketball.
Mm-hmm. Okay. If aliens landed on Earth and offered to take you to their planet with them, would you go?
Yep.
Would you?
Yep.
Okay, hang on. How do you feel about pineapple on pizza?
I like it.
Do? Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I don't mind it actually.
All right. Are you a good dancer?
Yeah, I'm okay.
If you won $50 million, what would you do with it?
Oh my goodness. If I won $50 million, I would probably be able to help out a lot of refugees.
That's my answer to you.
Really, really big difference in people's lives. You really only need so much to be happy. As long as I don't have to work for a living, I'm happy to share the wealth. I really am.
Can you elaborate on how this process has changed your life and your worldview? This will be my last question.
Well, it changed my life by making some really great connections with people, and bringing joy and seeing how, my decision, to sponsor has really changed their lives for the better. In terms of yeah, and I guess that's how it's changed my life for the better is those connections that I'm making with people and yeah.
Nice. Lovely. Wendy, it's very nice to speak to you. It's lovely to see your face.
Lovely to see yours too. And hopefully we'll see each other at some point in person.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Take care.